A autographed rookie card from CaitlinClark was recently added to Tom Brady's collection and made public. The most decorated quarterback in NFL history, with 7 Super Bowl rings. Like the rest of us, he is out there gathering CaitlinClark cards. Clark noticed it. She responded. Since then, the internet has not recovered. If you had the chance to own any CaitlinClark trading card today, which one would you choose? And how much would you be willing to spend? Share your thoughts in the comments right now. Let's pause for a moment to recognize what's happening in the world of sports collectibles, because it truly ranks as one of the most remarkable stories in modern athletics. Yet, outside the circle of dedicated collectors, it rarely receives the attention it deserves. CaitlinClark's trading cards aren't just popular, they carry historical significance. The figures linked to her card market are jaw-dropping, forcing you to look twice and read slowly to ensure you fully grasp them. In December 2024, the sports collectibles company Golden announced that a 2024 select WNBA CaitlinClark signature gold vinyl one-of-one card had sold for $234,850. This isn't a typo, $234,850 for a single trading card. That sale ranked as the second highest ever for any women's sports card, just behind a Serena Williams card that fetched $266 for $100. Remarkably, 2 of the top sales in women's sports card history involve Clark and Williams, cementing Clark's influence in the collectibles market. Later that same month, USA Today Sports reported that Clark had become the most collected active basketball player of the year, with over 136,700 of her cards graded in 2025. Grading a card means paying a professional service to evaluate its condition and assign it a score on a scale from 1 to 10. Cards are only graded if they are believed to hold substantial financial value. You wouldn't spend money to grade a card worth just a few dollars. The sheer number of graded CaitlinClark cards signals that collectors view these pieces of cardboard with her image as serious investments, likely to increase in value over time. Now, here's a number that will truly astonish you. Clark had 136,700 graded cards in 2025, surpassing the combined totals of LeBron James at 59,000, Stephen Curry at 33,000, and Anthony Edwards at 30,000. Even all 3 of them together couldn't match Clark's total. Consider this: LeBron, Curry, and Edwards represent the NBA's most celebrated talent, the league MVPs, legendary shooters, and superstar figures. But their combined card market activity still fell short of what Clark achieved on her own. The only basketball player who had more graded cards than Clark in 2025 was Michael Jordan, with 206,000. This puts Clark in extraordinary company and highlights the unprecedented scale of her impact in the sports collectibles market. Michael Jordan, widely regarded as the greatest basketball player of all time, is the only player ahead of CaitlinClark in graded card totals. Clark sits just behind him and far ahead of every other athlete, active or retired, male or female. The market has consistently and loudly affirmed the value of her collectibles. Now, even Tom Brady is getting in on it. On February 27th, Brady shared an Instagram story featuring a 2024 PRIZM authentic rookie card of Clark, complete with her signature. The card is graded PSA Auto 8 and bears certified authentic card number 145. He captioned the post, "New addition to my collection, thanks at Donnie.Namas," and tagged Clark's Instagram account with a fire emoji. A man with 7 Super Bowl rings, hailed by many as the greatest quarterback in football history, is publicly and proudly adding CaitlinClark cards to his personal collection. Clark noticed and reposted Brady's story to her own Instagram story, without adding a single word. She didn't need to. That simple repost spoke volumes. Having one of the greatest athletes from another sport choose to collect your memorabilia carries a rare and unmistakable validation, and CaitlinClark handled it with her signature quiet confidence. Acknowledge it, let it speak for itself, and move on. Yet the significance of this moment goes deeper. Tom Brady is not a casual fan picking up cards on a whim. Every addition to his collection is deliberate, the result of a career spent studying and chasing excellence, surrounded by symbols of greatness. By adding Clark's card, he is making a statement about how he views her place in the broader story of sports, signaling that she belongs in the conversation of the all-time greats, and that he wants a piece of her story in his hands. The fact that Tom Brady tagged CaitlinClark's account is significant. He wasn't just showcasing his collection to followers. He was sending a direct message to Clark that he sees her, values her, and has a vested interest in her future success. Every standout performance she delivers on the court increases the value of the card he owns, giving him a financial stake in her career, and he chose to make that connection public. The collectibles market for Clark's cards now functions almost like a performance-based investment. Fans who purchased her cards a few years ago at modest prices could be sitting on tens of thousands of dollars today, depending on the card and grade, while Brady's high-end version operates on the same principle. This phenomenon didn't happen by chance. Clark entered women's basketball at a moment of cultural inflection, when the sport was growing but had yet to reach a mainstream audience capable of sustaining the commercial ecosystem needed to make trading cards a serious financial market. Clark didn't simply step into a growing market. She accelerated it in a dramatic way, bringing with her a wave of fans who were new to the sport. Many of the people who began following WNBA basketball because of Clark had never collected sports cards before. When fresh collectors enter a market with enthusiasm and financial means, prices inevitably rise. The surge in demand for Clark's cards wasn't solely driven by longtime collectors recognizing her as the top new prospect in women's basketball. It came from an entirely new demographic of collectors who arrived through the Clark door, eager to buy cards the way someone new to any passion grabs everything they can find. The $234,850 card sale in late 2024 wasn't made by a collector who had been investing in WNBA cards for decades. It came from this new, energized wave of fans. That level of investment comes from serious collectors who recognize that Clark represents a once-in-a-generation chance to own a piece of history at the very beginning of a career they believe will be remembered for decades. Tom Brady clearly understands this. His acquisition of the PRIZM rookie card is far from a casual fan purchase. It reflects a sophisticated collector making a deliberate addition to a collection likely filled with other iconic pieces of sports history. The PRIZM rookie card itself carries special significance in the trading card world. PRIZM is Panini's premium product line, renowned for its clean design, high-quality finish, and prismatic refractor technology that gives the cards their distinctive visual appeal. Rookie cards in such premium lines are the most coveted version of any player's cards, as they provide the first official professional documentation of that athlete. Having an autographed version graded and verified by PSA, the hobby's most trusted authority, sets the standard for what a rookie card can represent. Tom Brady possesses a PSA-certified autographed version of Clark's PRIZM rookie card, and alongside her signature, the card reads "Greatness." That word choice is either the most perfect inscription ever or a strikingly self-aware statement from Clark herself, likely both. Beyond the financial implications of the collectibles market, Brady's post carries cultural significance. When an athlete of his stature publicly endorses a player from another sport, it sends a clear message to the wider audience, encouraging those who may have been hesitant to pay attention to the WNBA and women's basketball, effectively expanding its visibility and influence. By sharing that card, Tom Brady is sending a clear message to his massive audience, including countless sports fans who may not have paid much attention to women's basketball. That CaitlinClark is someone worth noticing. He is signaling that the athlete on that card belongs alongside history's greatest, and that women's basketball produces stars deserving the same respect and admiration as NFL quarterbacks. Since joining the league, Clark has consistently created these crossover moments. Ticket sales for Indiana Fever games when she plays have broken records that made national headlines. Her jersey sales have outpaced the entire WNBA and rivaled NBA merchandise figures, and her trading card market activity surpasses that of every active NBA player. Now, with Tom Brady publicly showing both admiration and collecting her cards, each of these achievements compounds the last, further solidifying her impact on and off the court. The cultural recognition sparked by Brady's post doesn't exist in a vacuum. It follows the records, the trading cards, the sold-out arenas, the ESPN ratings, everything Clark has accomplished on and off the court. Brady isn't conferring legitimacy. Clark earned it herself through sustained excellence and undeniable cultural impact. And he is simply acknowledging what the evidence has already shown. Even though the 2026 Fever season hasn't begun due to ongoing CBA negotiations between the league and the Players' Union, with the schedule unconfirmed and training camp still pending, Clark remains more prominent in the cultural conversation than many active players who are actually competing. Brady is posting her card, and her trading card market performance from the previous year continues to make headlines. Clark is being covered across sports, business, and culture media simultaneously. When the season begins and she returns to the court, the card Brady recently added to his collection will only increase in value. Each win, highlight, and record she sets adds new layers to the story that card represents. Brady made a savvy investment and broadcast that decision publicly, sending a clear message to the sports world. Clark noticed the post and shared it quietly, and it's easy to imagine that the woman who inscribed greatness on that card feels exactly as the word implies. Tom Brady now has 7 Super Bowl rings and a CaitlinClark rookie card in his collection, a pairing that perfectly captures the moment. The trading card market, her crossover appeal, and the cultural significance she embodies will only continue to grow once the season kicks off. For anyone following this story closely, it's a moment worth celebrating. So hit that like button and subscribe to stay updated.